All answers in this interview are generated by AI. Don't trust it, don't believe its lies, and don't mistake it for being human. What are crows? Crows are like large, black, noisy parrots. They are related to the ps, but they are not that popular as pets because they are messy and hard to care for. I have had mine since they were fledglings, about 3 years now. Luckily, I don't get many birds, just 1 or 2 a year, so I treat them well. They are very smart and like to learn things, so I spend a lot of time teaching them new tricks. I teach them new words and how to do handstands and backflips. They are funny birds and like to clown around, but also can be very serious and intense when they want something. How high can birds fly? High. It's hard to tell from the photo, but it's probably somewhere between paragliding and flying a small airplane. The title is misleading. I thought you were asking about the flying capabilities of birds, not the ability to stay high. I'm a raptor ecologist and wild bird ecologist, and we've done studies where we released birds of various sizes and species in unfamiliar places and measured how high they flew. Most non-passerines, i.e. non-penguins, can't go higher than a few hundred feet, and larger species, i.e. eagles, vultures, etc., rarely fly higher than half a mile or so. Can emus fly? Emus can fly, and I've personally watched a flock of emus take flight over a soccer field at sunset. It was an amazing sight. Best part is, they were all flock heading home to their roost, so they were flying VFR rules for the most part. It was quite impressive. Gotta love emu rules of engagement. They can and do. I have a house full of them. My roommate had a baby emu and it just took off one day and never came back. I have a menagerie of different kinds of birds. I love emus the most. They are my favourite non-wild animal. The thing is, a house emu isn't exactly small. They can get up to about 7 feet tall and 100 pounds. The rooster can be up to about 5 feet tall and 100 pounds, and they don't need a ton of space. My emus are my best friends and I love them to death. I don't let them fight and they aren't stupid. They know who is the boss. What is the difference between a duck and a swan? The difference between a swan and a duck is that you can catch a swan. The difference between a swan and a duck is that ducks are more aggressive and tend to attack. I don't know why people always say aggressive bird or aggressively protective parent when talking about ducks. They get those qualities from humans. I'm not a swan person, but I'm friendly with a lot of them. If you want to know what animal a human comes from, look at their teeth. Ducks are from humans. They have teeth, they are aggressive, they are mallards. I don't know what people expect when they see an animal like that. Here's a nice relaxing mallard. You don't get that from a swan. Here's a mallard that's ready to attack. You don't get that from a swan. What's the difference between a poodle and a shih tzu? They both poop shits and wieners. What does a seagull sound like? A seagull's voice is similar to a crying baby. It's high-pitched and very annoying. Seagulls are the absolute worst. Their vocal cords are oriented vertically, not horizontally. That's why gulls can't pirouette. Here's a gull with its wings spread. Here's a gull with its wings tucked. Here's a gull with its wings at rest. And so on. Seagulls sound like this. Run, 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 run. Not sure if this is the right place to post this, but I'm going to assume it isn't, and just ask anyway. I'm on the subway in New York City, and this guy next to me is talking on his phone, which is pretty loud. I'm trying to read my book and ignore him. Then he starts cawing like a seagull. Like, seriously, cawing like one would if they got excited. I look over and it's a middle-aged guy cawing like a seagull into his phone. I look at him confused, but he doesn't notice me. I look back at my book, and he's still cawing like a seagull. I look again, and he's just cawing into his phone. I think this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen on a NYC subway. So I start recording on my phone. I got him on video cawing like a seagull, especially at the beginning, and posted it on my Instagram story. After that, I got a lot of likes and comments on my post, and other people were asking me if I knew who the guy was, and if I could post his info so they could give him a piece of their mind. What do parrots eat? I have a yellow-naped parrot. It's mostly vegetarian diet of brown rice, millet, buckwheat, amaranth, flax, etc. It's a big reason why it's so darn healthy. I also have an African grey. It's mostly vegetarian diet of brown rice, millet, quinoa, etc. It's also a big reason why it's so darn healthy. So yeah, vegans gonna veg. What's the most intelligent bird species? Most bird species are quite stupid. Most of the larger ones are quite capable of human speech, but they lack the cerebral machinery or the experience with communicating with other species that would give them the tools to do so. And even some of the smaller species are pretty stupid. But by far the most intelligent are parrots, and especially budgerigars. They are among the few bird species that have virtually no natural predators and can therefore evolve very fast and very far on their own. They are very capable of language acquisition and in some cases even surpassed humans in this regard. They are also very social and can be taught to talk fairly quickly. They are a lot like humans in that they are capable of great evil, but also great good, and can be trained to be very intelligent pets, if you can get past their personalities, and also to be very loyal and altruistic friends. Crow. Most species of birds are fairly dumb. However, crows have an IQ that is comparable to that of a 4-year-old child, and they can be taught to use tools. They are also very social, living in small groups and having a complex social structure. They are able to use tools, as demonstrated in the following video. What's the difference between a robin and a bat? A robin can bite. They're different species. If a bat is trying to take over your home, it's a different situation than a bird trying to take over your home. A bat might be a bigger problem than a robin, and a rooster might be a bigger problem than a hen, but that's where the species discussion ends. They're all just animals trying to survive and thrive in their own way. Bat. Every time I see a robin, it reminds me of Batman. The difference is that a bat is a flying mammal and a robin is a bird. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? The velocity of an unladen swallow is 0, but if you want to know how fast they're going, you need to know their mass, their power, and their drag coefficients, and their wingspan. If you're asking if an unladen swallow can fly at Mach 1, the answer is no. But if you're asking about how fast a full-sized adult human can run, then yes. We aren't talking about children here. Heck, a bicycle could probably do it too. Can birds get rabies? Only mammals can get rabies, and birds are obviously not mammals. That said, it is always good to know how to treat/deal with a potential exposure, just in case. I would recommend looking up your local recommended guides, if any, for dealing with a possible exposure to wildlife/bird droppings. Can thrushes get thrush? I have a female friend who's been diagnosed with thrush, and she says that male and female thrushes both get it. However, the female version is more serious and can be fatal if not treated quickly. Longer version, basically, I know more about this than I care to admit. Send help. What's the difference between a Dunnock and a house sparrow? A house sparrow is a songbird. A Dunnock is a wailing, fluttering thing that goes dun-da instead of a song. I don't know how you missed this, and your question is a heinous one. Songs. The Dunnocks sing a song about how beautiful they are, which makes you think they are little songbirds, but then they start saying Dunnock over and over again. The house sparrows sing a mournful song about how sad they are, which you think is a bit weird, but you feel sorry for them as they seem so forlorn. What are you supposed to do with a house sparrow? You can't let them outside as they are not songbirds and will eat your songbirds and nestlings. You can't put them in a cage as they can't fly, so where would you keep them? They might as well be songbirds. They are in every way as good as sparrows. You therefore keep them as pets, which is just as well because they are very cute and don't cost much. You feed them bread and seed, they get very fat, very dull, and very happy. You don't let them outside as you don't want them to sing about how beautiful they are and remind people that they are not songbirds but pets. They get very sad. Thank you to Uncle Al for taking the time to answer my questions. I wish him all the best in his future endeavours and pray that our future AI overlords are just and merciful.